Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt who was confident, who was insecure, who was pretending, and who was genuine without them saying a single word? What if I told you that skill is real? And no, it's not magic. It's not mind tricks. It's an ancient practice carried by philosophers, leaders, and warriors for centuries. I still remember the first time I noticed it myself. It was during a meeting. A colleague kept repeating, "I'm fine." His words said one thing, but his trembling hands told another story. Later, I learned he was going through a painful loss. That moment changed the way I listened to people. It made me realize truth often hides behind silence. And today, I want to share with you how to unlock this timeless ability. By the end of this episode, you'll not only know how to read others more clearly, you'll see life itself through a clearer lens. And once you know this, you'll never look at conversations the same way again. Listen with more than just your ears. Most people think communication is about words, but here's the truth. People speak far more through silence. That pause before someone answers you, the slight crack in their voice, the eyes that suddenly look away at the hardest question, a trembling hand, a nervous laugh, a sigh they didn't mean to let out. These aren't random. They're pages in the diary of the soul. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Picture this. A mother asks her child, "Are you okay?" The child says, "I'm fine." But the lowered gaze, the trembling voice, they reveal everything. The mother doesn't need more words. She just knows. Pause here. Let me ask you, when was the last time you said, "I'm fine," while secretly hoping someone would see the truth? Recap. People often speak loudest when they say nothing at all. Choose empathy over judgment. Reading minds is not about catching flaws. It's about uncovering hidden pain. Every harsh word hides insecurity. Every arrogant act masks fear. I'll never forget this. One day in traffic, a stranger screamed at me. My first instinct was to snap back. But then I paused, and I thought, what storm must this person be carrying? In that moment, they stopped being an enemy. They became a human being in pain. Epictetus himself once faced mockery from a soldier who laughed at his limp, an injury from his days in slavery. Epictetus calmly replied, "You laugh at me because of my body, but you do not see that you yourself are crippled in your reason." Pause here. Next time someone attacks you with words, will you see an enemy or a wounded soul asking for compassion? Recap. Judgment slams the door shut. Empathy opens it wide. Study human nature. Why does human behavior sometimes feel predictable? Because we are all driven by the same universal forces: fear, desire, pride, and love. The arrogant boss, often just insecure. The overly friendly stranger, maybe desperate for connection. The quiet neighbor, perhaps carrying grief. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, reminded himself in his nightly journal that whether friend, servant, or enemy, all share the same fragile humanity. Pause here. Think for a moment. If fear, desire, pride, and love drive us all, which one drives you most right now? Recap. The more you understand human nature, the easier it is to read minds. Master the art of silence. Silence often speaks louder than words. Socrates mastered this. He would ask a question, then wait. And in that pause, people revealed more than they intended. Think about your life. How many times have you admitted something you didn't plan just because of a silence? Here's your practice. Resist the urge to fill every pause. Hold the space. Listen not only to words spoken, but to the words withheld. Challenge for you. This week, when you're in a conversation, count to 3 before you respond. Watch what surfaces in that silence. Recap. Sometimes silence is not empty. It's full of truth. True. Mastery. My friend, reading minds isn't magic. It's wisdom. It's the courage to see clearly, to listen deeply, and to remember that every human carries silent struggles. When you learn to read others, you also learn how to forgive, to guide, to rise above the noise of misunderstanding. So next time you meet someone, don't ask, "What can I take from them?" Instead, ask, "What can I see within them?" Because here's the truth. To understand others is a gift. To understand yourself, that's freedom. And when you unite both, you hold the key to true mastery. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of the 4 secrets will you try first? Listening beyond words, choosing empathy, studying human nature, or mastering silence? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading them all. And if this conversation spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it. The more we learn to understand each other, the less space there is for anger and division. Don't forget to subscribe, so you won't miss the next episode where we'll explore another ancient lesson you can use in modern life.